as long as you're being honest and true and genuine, like that's how we want to write our music. My name is Jerry Witunsky. I play guitar and do vocals in Ancient Death. Ancient Death also has Jasmine Alexander on bass and vocals, Derek Malone Monez on drums, and Ray Brower on guitar. Ancient Death formed in 2019. We play this kind of style of death metal that's kind of paying homage more to the classic, like early 90s, mid 90s death metal stuff. Things inspired by like Death and Gorguts, Atheist Cynic, that kind of stuff. But also, we're huge into other types of music, such as like Pink Floyd and Lush, and things that are atmospheric and really, really introspective. We released our first debut EP, Sacred Vessel, in 2022 on Necroharmonic and Rada Records. We had been working on that material since probably since the band formed in 2019, but I had started writing material back in 2014, so I was fairly a long time. But yeah, no, we worked on that for years and years, and then COVID hit, and we continued to just continue working on that material. And then yeah, we released that in 2022. My father had done the initial painting for that release, and it depicts what depression feels like, or what his depression feels like, and then I added some touches on it. And then we did a split with Germany's Putridarium in 2023, and then in 2024 we released a self-recorded demo with 3 songs that ending up on Ego Dissolution. Chris from Profound Lore actually discovered the band through our EP Sacred Vessel. He had seen the cover, which is very atypical of death metal, I would say. He just started following the band, and he heard the music and liked it a lot, and we built up a friendship, and we're friends with a lot of bands on that label. So he approached us and had asked if we'd be interested in working with him, and as fans of the label, it just seemed like the best opportunity for us and as a growth of a band, Ego Dissolution was absolutely amazing to make. When we had done Sacred Vessel and all our other releases, we paid for it out of pocket for at least the recording. It was a little different being on a label like Profound Lore that kind of helped us financially with being in an actual studio and having the time set aside to, mix and master everything. This one, we kind of had a clear vision. We were really well rehearsed when we went to record it. Initially, like Derek and I will record drums and a scratch guitar together, and so we don't record click tracks or anything like that, and they're very in the moment, and very spacey, so we kind of allow whatever we're feeling in that moment kind of capture that emotion. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, Seth Manchester is such a great guy, and he's recorded tons of amazing bands. There's like Full of Hell and all sorts of, more kind of like that hardcore stuff. But he was easy to work with, he really got like the best performances out of all of us, while still, adding ideas and letting us still be us. So it was really special. Jasmine sings on 2 of the songs, and that wasn't actually planned. We had written the songs, and I had lyrics written for me, and there were certain parts that we'd go to a rehearsal and record the rehearsals, and then we'd drive back and we listened to everything that we had recorded from the rehearsals. And at some point I started hearing like a clean vocal, and I was like, this sounds like this would be a really cool part to try out at least. Like, we're in the studio, might as well try it. And so I wrote some more lyrics for her, parts that were just going to be instrumental parts. And when she went into the studio, it was also her first performance ever doing vocals on anything. Ray, Derek, and I were in the booth with Seth and just listening to her from outside, and we all started crying. We were like, wow, like the pure beauty, in her vocals was amazing. So that was like a really off the cuff, like quick decision. We did that. I think I wrote the lyrics and the melodies for it the night before. So she was a little anxious about it, but I think it came out amazing, and it feels really, really. It doesn't lose any of the heaviness or the atmospheric qualities, But we're fans of all types of music, and we love clean singing and stuff like that. So we wanted to do it in a way where we still sounded heavy and brutal, but certain parts I think work really well because it's another instrument, But in terms of musical stuff, I mean, there's certain solos that I wrote or Ray wrote right in the moment that we just improv'd and kind of did off just going into it like crazy. But most of the solid parts were there. But I think when we perform them each time, they're a little different still. Like, we know what we want to do. Like, it's kind of like the Grateful Dead. Like, we love the Grateful Dead, and they have these basic song structures, but they always are changing, and kind of the ebb and flow of how they're going with each other is all that's kind of important. So we kind of like to take that philosophy a little bit and incorporate it into our music. The artwork for Ego Dissolution was done by Megan LeMay. She's an amazing tattoo artist from Rhode Island. And she actually did the cover for both our split single, The Glowing Auras one, and the demo. So we had already worked with her before this release. I basically gave her a concept of our song Breathe Transcend into the Glowing Streams of Forever. And essentially it's about our feelings about when we die, how our souls and our emotions are connected to the earth, and that also breathes back into life. And so I gave her sort of this concept that I had been feeling, and I sent her the lyrics, and she came up with that amazing piece. What was also cool too is on the inside of the record, my dad and I did another additional painting called The Glowing Streams of Forever. That's our take on the same exact topic, but to show that through different experience and different, perspectives, you can have a completely different thing. So that was really special. We want to show that everything's a mirror of each other and that we're all connected. That was a big thing for us. Funny enough, a lot of people have been comparing our album to Obituary's Cause of Death, which I've seen a lot. And, which to me, it's like, whatever, that's a classic record, but it had absolutely no bearing on how we came up with it. So it's just a weird coincidence, but it's been really interesting to see that. But it's like, hey, cool, if someone checks it out because they think it looks like this classic record, then sick, Big theme for Ego Dissolution definitely is, there's kind of two. One of them is the loss of self through either positive or negative experiences, and so some positive ones can be things through mediums like love and meditation and acceptance, whereas negative ones can be from, isolation and depression and trauma. And drug use. And so basically, I think we're just trying to spread this idea that, if you're aware of these things, like perhaps you can allow some peace within yourself. There's also other topics too that deal with, trauma and growth. It's not really a concept album, but I would say they're the different the eyes represent the different opinions and emotions. Like from the cover, they represent the different emotions and opinions that we have, that others have on us, and how they all kind of shape us into who we are. The last song on the record, though, Violet Light Decays, is a little different from the rest of the songs, where it starts off with a lot of those same themes, but it's actually about the healing process. And so it starts off really dark, but ends up being optimistic and trying to find some sort of light through a really, really tough situation, or through your own personal struggle. So we feel like we've done something really magical, and I really hope that someone, if they connect with it, just knows they're not alone. That's the big thing for us. So. We've just been writing new music already. We've started it before the record even come out, so we're really, really working hard on that, and hopefully we can outdo ourselves from this current record, so we'll see.